Yo soy Andrea Calle, estamos desde CFA y estoy con Melvin Guillard, que pelea ahorita en UFC 148. Well, Melvin, thank you for being here with us. I wanted to ask you a little bit, are you enjoying the show?
Oh yeah, I enjoy all shows. Anything that has anything to do with MMA, it's my life. I eat, sleep, and breathe MMA. So, when you do this as a kid and you start at 14, I'm 29 now, so I've been around this my whole life. I love all shows. No matter where it's at, no matter where it's at in the country or in the world, I love MMA. That's the best sport in the world.
Is there anybody here that trains with you, or that is actually fighting in the card today?
Yes, Abel Trujillo is fighting. He's fighting James Berto, Edson Berto's little brother. He's been training hard. I helped him with camp, me and the other guys from Black Zillions, and he's ready, man. This is a big fight for him. He win this fight and possibly one more fight. He possibly can be in the UFC soon. So, we're just trying to get some of our young up-and-comers in the spotlight where we are.
Well, that's great. Well, the last time you fought was in UFC FX in January, and then now you're fighting for UFC 148. Your opponent is really good in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You're a great stand-up. How do you think it's going to come? How is it going to be, that fight?
Man, everybody have their doubts with me now because, my last two fights and getting caught in submissions. But, people don't look back on my whole fight record in the whole. I've been fighting jiu-jitsu guys, black belts, my whole life, Some of them get lucky. Sometimes I get lucky. I feel like sometimes a flip of a coin, when it comes to jiu-jitsu. But right now I'm not worried. I'm training with the Black Zillions now. I'm down here in Florida. I have Mario Sparris as one of my head coaches, phenomenal jiu-jitsu guy. And I mean, I'm learning every day. So I'm not worried whatsoever. I think most guys need to be worried about me punching them in the face.
Well, your strategy usually when you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, would you always try to, try to focus on your training camp just on, Jiu-Jitsu, or you try to just make what that is best, which is your stand-up, make it better?
No, when I'm not training for a fight, I work on my Jiu-Jitsu. When I'm signed on the dotted line to fight, I work on my game plan and my strategy to go in and win a fight. Right now, everybody know I lost my last two fights. I fight good when my back's against the wall, I'm not ever in fear of losing my job, but right now in my head and back of my mind, I have that thought, like if I lose this fight, I could possibly lose my job. I worked hard my whole life for my childhood dream. This is my childhood dream. Nobody's gonna take it from me, not even myself. So, I have to stay focused and I have to keep my eye on the prize, and I have to get back to the top of the ladder. I'm not worried what's so bad about jiu-jitsu. At the end of the day, I'm going to go in and I'm going to fight my fight. And as long as I fight my fight, I'll come out victorious.
Well, let's go really quick into some predictions. You have two teammates that are going to be fighting soon. Rashad Evans against John Jones.
Man, you know what? I love Rashad like a brother. I've always been a little brother to Rashad since season 2, Ultimate Fighter. Me and John have really been close friends in the last 2 years that I've known him. You know what, like I tell everybody, at the end of the day, both of those guys are winning because they both probably just made a bunch of money to fight each other. So, at that point, of course, whoever brings the belt home gets the majority of the money. But you know what, at this point in their lives, both of those guys are superstars. So I'm not picking a winner for that fight. If I had to lean a certain way, of course, I'm going to lean towards Rashad because he's my teammate, and I've known Rashad for the last 7 years. We've been real close. We've had our fights, we've had our moments where we don't talk to each other, but that's what family does, So I love both of those guys, though, man, and I just say may the best man win next week.
Awesome. And then the next one would be, let's say, Alistair Overeem's still fighting against Junior Dos Santos. Which one we got for that one?
Man, it's crazy because Junior Dos Santos is my favorite heavyweight of all time. Like, I love his knockout power. And then, recently my agent got Alistair to come in and train with us and stuff like that. Alistair's a nice guy too, though. But, I don't know. I can't go on the air and say who I want to win because it's just not going to be right. But I will say this, as a fighter, both guys are talented, but Junior Dos Santos is still my favorite heavyweight of all time.
So, perfect. Thank you very much for being here in El Octagono, and it's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Visit El Octagono for all the latest in MMA, news, fight results, interviews, live event coverage, podcast, and video capsules. All this and much more in Spanish. Find all your MMA needs here inside El Octagono, the #1 source dedicated 100% to MMA in Spanish. eloctagono.com